For Complex News, I'm Natasha Martinez. If you've been online at all the past few days, chances are you've seen the outrage that's been sparked after the airing of Lifetime's Surviving R.Kelly. The 6-part docu-series ran for 3 days and went into disturbing detail about the alleged abusive behavior done by the now-disgraced singer over the course of 3 decades. The world has been left in shock after hearing the unthinkable stories recounted by survivors, siblings, associates, experts, critics, and performers involved with Kelly. For so many years, R. Kelly's position in the music industry has made it difficult for some people to accept the accusations made against him. However, the series makes it clear that the situation is way beyond the point of ignorance. Conversations about Kelly's alleged actions are bubbling up left and right, and there is so much to unpack. So, if you've missed any of Lifetime's Surviving R. Kelly, here are the biggest takeaways plus the aftermath of the storm. Unpackaging decades of alleged abuse. The series' first 2 episodes focused on the beginning of Kelly's superstardom career, leading up to just before his 2002 sex tape that involved a 14-year-old girl. Kelly went to trial for the sex tape but was later acquitted. From the get-go, viewers watched troubling first-person accounts of alleged physical, manipulative, and sexual abuse done by Kelly, mostly to underage girls. A huge topic was his relationship with the late Aaliyah. Singer Javante Cunningham says she saw the then 27-year-old R. Kelly having sex with 15-year-old Aaliyah while on a tour bus. Kelly's former tour manager and assistant Demetrius Smith also revealed that he was at their secret wedding and that he forged paperwork that allowed Aaliyah to claim that she was 18. Smith said that R. Kelly once came to him when he was afraid he got Aaliyah pregnant. It was also revealed that Kelly used to recruit girls as young as 14 to have sex with him. Singer Sparkle recalled Kelly grooming her niece at just 12 years old. Sparkle later testified that it was her niece who appeared in Kelly's infamous sex tape when she was 14. Cunningham also remembers the singer often making girls have sex in public. She recalled a time when Kelly was having sex with a teenage girl in the recording studio while people were watching. Another woman, Lizette Martinez, who says she got pregnant and miscarried R. Kelly's baby while she was still in high school, recalled another instance where she was told to perform sexual acts in the car while his friends were in the back seat. Among the interviewees was R. Kelly's ex-wife, Andrea Kelly. Within the first 2 episodes, she shared that their marriage was kept under wraps. Many of Kelly's past girlfriends said that they had no idea the two wed until months after. Andrea said that an elaborate ceremony was sprung on her, and that was the first time she realized R. Kelly was controlling. In the series' second night, Andrea continued to paint a grim picture of what their relationship was like. Andrea said the emotional trauma she experienced was enough for her to become suicidal. She remembers going out on a balcony thinking she couldn't bear another day. It was reported by the Chicago Sun-Times that Kelly kept Andrea away from the world. It was like she was locked up on their estate and she wasn't allowed out. There were stories that even if she wanted to get her hair done or her makeup done, people had to come to her. She wasn't allowed to come out. Eventually, Andrea left with $2,500 in a duffel bag and her 3 kids. In the 4th episode, Andrea looks directly at the camera and said, "Robert, you know what you did. You know the turmoil you brought into my kid's life. It's because of you, Robert, that my children were told they can't sit at the lunch table because their daddy rapes little girls. You can deny all that you want to, and for that, you can go to hell." In the series' 3rd and 4th episodes, it was also revealed that Kelly knew he would get in trouble. He confided in Smith once again, saying that he knew filming his own sexual acts would destroy him. Before his sex tape surfaced, Smith recalled R. Kelly saying, "He came to me and told me about the videotapes. He said, 'You gotta help me, man. We gotta pray because these videos, I can't stop taping myself.' I didn't know what was ahead with those tapes, but Robert did. He used to come to me and he used to talk to me about that. He said, 'Man, this is going to get me in trouble, man. I can't seem to stop. These are going to destroy me.'" R. Kelly couldn't stop, and his alleged abuse of women continued to a point where he would starve victims for days at a time. One of Kelly's girlfriends was Jaronda Pace. The two met ironically while Kelly was on trial for child pornography. Pace was 14 when they met, and she shared the two started a relationship shortly after her 16th birthday. She felt they connected because they both had a past of being sexually abused. However, when she told him she was 16, Kelly didn't mind. He told her to continue to tell people she was 19 and to act 21. Pace later described the strict rules that R. Kelly had for the girls who were living at his house. "I had to give him an update about everything. If I was about to brush my teeth, I had to let Rob know. If I wanted to take a shower, he had to know. Then when guys came around, I had to put my head down or I had to turn and face a wall." She talked about Kelly being physically abusive, and as punishment for trivial things like not liking the Chicago Bulls, he would starve her. "The longest I've gone without food at his house was 3 days. I was surviving off water and some peanuts I had." The abuse and trauma didn't stop there. R. Kelly reportedly thought of killing one of his victims. Lisa Van Allen says that she took the infamous sex tape from Kelly that she was also in, along with the 14-year-old victim. His lawyers thought she had taken it in an attempt to extort money from him. She revealed that Kelly and his associates were talking about killing her. She told Essence in 2009 that Kelly told her he should have murked her from the beginning like he wanted to. The final episodes. In the series' final episodes, we learned that Kelly's abuse reached levels that were unspeakable by the victims. One of the more disturbing accounts came from Jaronda Pace. She recalled feeling like a prisoner. She felt manipulated and mentally drained. Physically, she would be slapped and choked until she blacked out. She and multiple survivors recalled not being able to use the bathroom. They would be forced to use buckets in their room and were only able to empty the buckets with Kelly's permission. We also learned that his abuse continues to this day. Many girls are still missing, and their families appeared in the series to say that it's been years since they've had interaction. One mother successfully located her daughter from a hotel room and finally was able to bring her home. Other families, like the parents of Joycelyn Savage, who appeared on TMZ to say she was okay, have not been so lucky. They have not seen their daughter in almost 2 years. An anonymous former employee says Kelly has become more clever with his crimes over time. Besides offering family members and survivors 6 figures worth of money to keep quiet or to change their stories, he also has made girls write fake accusations about themselves. As far as those protecting him, ex-wife Andrea Kelly says he has a big entourage doing some of his dirty work. Kelly's former tour manager Demetrius Smith also admitted to enabling the singer. It was the same routine every day because he can have his way. We worked for him and this was what he wanted, so this is what we were supposed to get him. Towards the end of the docu-series, Chance the Rapper appeared saying he regretted making music with R. Kelly. He received backlash for saying, "Making a song with R. Kelly was a mistake. I didn't value the accuser's stories because they were black women. I made a mistake." But Chance later clarified his comments were taken out of context. He said, "The quote was taken out of context, but the truth is any of us who ever ignored the R. Kelly stories or ever believed he was being set up, attacked by the system, as black men often are, were doing so at the detriment of black women and girls. I apologize to all of his survivors for working with him and for taking this long to speak out." Chance, along with John Legend, were among the few artists who spoke out against R. Kelly in the series. Jay-Z, Lil Kim, Mary J. Blige, Erykah Badu, and Questlove all were asked but declined to appear. Reignited conversation. The series sparked a lot of conversations about other artists involved with R. Kelly, including Jay-Z. Dame Dash called out his former Rockefeller Records founder, Jay-Z, for working with R. Kelly after he claims Jay knew about the allegations. In a recent interview with Kenyatta Griggs, Dame said that he tuned into Surviving R. Kelly and that it brought out painful memories about Aaliyah, whom he dated until her untimely death at 22 years old. Dame said he watched as much as he could tolerate. He recalled that when she tried to talk about her time with R. Kelly, she couldn't. She would just say, "That dude was a bad man." It was so much hurt for her to revisit it. I wouldn't want to revisit it without a professional. Whatever got done was terrible. Months after Aaliyah's death, R. Kelly and Jay-Z recorded the collaborative album, The Best of Both Worlds. Dame remembers strongly opposing it and alludes that it played a part in the demise of Rockefeller Records. "If you remember The Best of Both Worlds, you don't see my name on that. I never wanted no part of that. I knew morally we weren't the same. I couldn't f with it. It was something that, to me, I don't want to say unforgivable, but I couldn't understand it." The ripple effect didn't stop there. Other artists in hip-hop are being put under the microscope after the eye-opening stories that came out of Surviving R. Kelly. Timbaland is being condemned after a video resurfaced where he admitted he was sexually attracted to Aaliyah when they first met. The E! True Hollywood Story clip showed the producer recounting his thoughts when he was brought on to help her create her sophomore studio album, One in a Million. "When I first met Aaliyah, it's time for the world to hear this. I'm gonna give a little secret. I was in love with her, I said. She is just a baby. I'm old. I'm just gonna be her brother. Oh man, I was fighting a lot, a big war. But I loved Aaliyah." Timbaland was 23 and he helped Aaliyah record when she was 16. R. Kelly's response. So what does the man have to say for himself? It seems his ability to dodge scrutiny is officially up, but R. Kelly is anything but apologetic. The singer made it clear he did not watch the docu-series, but according to TMZ, sources close to him have been keeping him updated on what went on in the show. He says he does not know half of the people who have appeared on the series and is disgusted by the reports of abuse. He believes that the people involved in making Surviving R. Kelly have a personal vendetta against him. According to the TMZ article, he plans to sue everybody everybody, including Lifetime, the alleged survivors of his abuse, and public figures including John Legend and Charlemagne the God. Charlemagne has come under fire after old tweets and video resurfaced of him making crude jokes and making light of the sex tape. Surviving R. Kelly executive producer Dream Hampton has apologized on Twitter for including the radio host in the series. He was asked because he's been so clear and vocal with his criticism and condemnation of R. Kelly. He was interviewed before the story about him broke. I tweeted an apology a few minutes ago explaining I didn't see his old tweets until I was tagged with them tonight. On Sunday, a Chicago woman took to Twitter and accused Chicago rapper Tokyo of rape and Chance the Rapper's drummer Styx of sexual assault. Styx just so happens to be the brother of the 14-year-old victim in Kelly's alleged sex tape. Singer Sparkle mentioned in the docu-series that Greg Landfield Sr. continued to play guitar in Kelly's band after the singer's acquittal. Speaking of Chance's drummer, in 2011 he assaulted me after my prom. He pushed me in a room, closed the door, turned off the light, and put his hands down my pants. I rejected his sexual advances and immediately left the room. She also said when she saw Styx's father named in the doc, she started crying. February 2016, I was raped by Preston Oshida, aka Tokyo. In a since-deleted statement, Tokyo said he was deeply saddened by the allegations. While I absolutely deny these horrible allegations, I feel awful that I would be a source of pain for her, he said, adding that he hopes to speak about this in person in a place where she feels comfortable. The Surviving R. Kelly docuseries is inspiring women to speak out against their abusers. For now, R. Kelly's immediate course of action has been a Facebook page called Surviving Lies. There is no confirmation if R. Kelly set it up himself or someone on his team did, but the page's intention is to expose his accusers one by one. The first person being targeted on the page is Asante McGee, who appeared in the series. She alleges that she was one of R. Kelly's sex slaves, but the Facebook page has linked a YouTube video that shares a conversation that apparently shows Asante's daughter denying her mother's claims of sexual assault. In the video, Asante's daughter claims that her mother is simply accusing Kelly for money. The video also listed Asante's arrest history as well as claimed that she's working with Joycelyn Savage's father to extort money from Kelly. Apparently, the person or people behind the page are trying to launch a website under survivinglies.com. However, at the moment, the domain is blank and up for sale. R. Kelly continues to deny all allegations that have been made against him. Both the website and the Facebook page have now been taken down. Facebook removed the page because it violated the company's community standards. We do not tolerate bullying or sharing others' private contact information and take action on content that violates our policies as soon as we're aware. The outcome. On Tuesday, news broke that Surviving R. Kelly accomplished exactly what it was meant to do. The series ended up being a call to action for authorities in Georgia. The Fulton County District Attorney's Office has opened a criminal investigation into the allegations made against the singer and Surviving R. Kelly. According to TMZ, investigators have been reaching out to several of the survivors featured in the project, including Asante McGee, one of the women who allegedly escaped R. Kelly's home. TMZ also reports that an attorney for Joycelyn Savage's family was contacted by a chief investigator and has been fully cooperating. After taking in all 6 episodes of Surviving R. Kelly, executive producer Dream Hampton told Complex the biggest thing she wants people to take away from the series. Just believe Black women. We tend to be the canary in the coal mine on a lot of these issues. It's no coincidence that #MeToo was founded by a Black woman. Just listen to Black women, that would be the last thing I want to say. That's your news for now. For more updates on this, keep it locked to Complex on YouTube. For Complex News, I'm Natasha Martinez.